inside the Pirate Radio Zoom room. We're in a new room. It's kind of cool. Clip Rock here with you. The Zoom room brought to you by U.S. Cellular and Cellular Warehouse. U.S. Cellular offers home internet service. Call Toby Williams and his team at 252-799-7051. And also White Claw, hard seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage Company. I had my first White Claw ever with this man who joins me now, Zach Maskavich, who is a fan of the White Claw. What's up, Zach?
Clipper, what's going on, man? Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to have some sports back. And you are the luckiest, sportscaster in America. You were able to be down there with everything going on with the MLS bubble. Now you've got the NBA going on down in Orlando. But for folks that don't know, Zach used to be previously at Channel 9 here in Greenville. Tell everybody what you're doing these days.
Yeah, about 3 months ago, I moved to Orlando, Florida, working for the NBC affiliate down here. Channel 2, WESH is what we go by. So it's been a weird time moving in the middle of a pandemic, so to speak. I've been working for the station for 3 months. I have not been inside the newsroom yet.
Wow.
I haven't been inside the studio because they're taking the social distancing and the quarantine very seriously down here. Obviously, Florida is a hotbed for this virus right now. But with that being said, we're seeing that two bubbles are operating, about 20 minutes up the road from me at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at Disney. And they seem to be going very well. The NBA and the MLS both have been very good about not having cases get inside the bubble. And obviously the NBA is getting ready to open up their season very shortly. They've had the scrimmages already. MLS is in full swing, and they haven't had any problems yet. So it seems that the bubble theory is working, which is good. Baseball, obviously, electing to not go the bubble theory route. And we've already seen, obviously, with the Marlins, a big outbreak. But from the numbers, it seems like it's contained to just the Marlins, which I guess is a good thing for the rest of baseball. But obviously, they got to get things figured out.
Yeah, kind of stinks. Your O's were playing pretty well, and then they had to go on a little break here. But we'll have O's baseball back on Pirate Radio, so that's a good thing. Zach, I thought about it so you're in Orlando, and all the sports is going to you, and I was like, well, this is really cool for Zach. But I guess the important thing is Orlando had a team in the MLS tournament, and also the Magic are in the NBA bubble. So you could have done a story or two on the bubbles, but now you actually get to cover those teams, right? I know you were inside the MLS bubble, so to speak, and were able to see that game live, a game or two live, right?
Yeah. So I've been to every Orlando City SC game except for one. The MLS they're doing a really good job about keeping us outside until the actual game starts. And then per normal MLS rules, even if it's not a bubble situation, local media is allowed to shoot the first 15 minutes of a game. So we're in there for usually about 30 minutes. We're in there for the end of warm-ups, and then we get to watch the first 15 minutes of the game. And then we normally we wouldn't have to leave the stadium if it wasn't a bubble situation. We'd be able to go watch in the press box, but we wouldn't be allowed to shoot any more video. Now the way it works is as soon as the 15 minutes is up, they say cameras off, and we pack our stuff up, and we headed back out to our cars. And I usually watch the end of the game on my phone, whether it's on ESPN or streaming on Twitter or whatever it is. So while I'm at the game, I'm watching it on the broadcast, kind of like everybody else is. But it's kind of weird to just kind of be in this area with no fans and a regular sporting event going on. I had never really been to an MLS game before, so I don't really have anything to compare it to versus bubble situation versus not bubble situation. But you can hear everything everybody's saying. They don't have crowd noise playing inside the stadium in MLS games. I did go to the Tampa Bay Rays home opener against the Toronto Blue Jays. And they do play the crowd noise and stuff through the stadium at Tropicana Field, and that was weird because it kind of sounds like a baseball game, but you look around, there's legitimately just nobody in the stands. I've talked to people. I think that it looks better. I don't know what you think, Clip, but I think it looks better with the cardboard cutouts, just because I feel like it looks less weird. Because you don't really, when you're watching a baseball game, you don't really pay attention to the crowd, but you just kind of notice that it's there. But it's really jarring when it's not there and it's just empty stadium. So the first game I was at with the Rays, they did not have the cardboard cutout. So it was really weird. It was cool though. I'm obviously glad I can say that I've watched professional sports live in person a couple times in the last month.
Yeah, my power rankings are cardboard cutouts number 1, no fans number 2, and then that digital thing Fox is doing last. That's
Yeah,
just creepy. It's like the robots are taking over. I don't like that.
I agree with that. But
Um,
yeah, the NBA bubble, they're not letting any local media in right now, so we're not allowed inside NBA games. We can do live shots outside the arena for our regular news coverage, but as far as right now, we're not allowed inside. The NBA is supposed to be relaxing the bubble a little bit after this first round, and then once the playoffs get seeded, they're going to allow family members to come into the bubble. So we're going to wait and see if that changes anything with local media to see if the Magic do secure the 8th seed, if they get in, if we'll be allowed to go in.
Zach, and this is a different question now than it would be in normal times, but where is UCF on the pecking order? I mean, nothing's going on right now. They are working out. I talked to Mark Daniels, the play-by-play voice of the Knights, just last week. But where are they at amongst your discussions with the sports department there and covering those events or covering practice or games if games are played?
Yeah, we're still obviously monitoring college football to see what's going on with it, keeping a close eye on what's going on. We haven't really discussed a game plan yet. I think we will once we figure out what the situation is. If college football elects to push to the spring, obviously we'll cover it very heavily. I think we'll still cover all the home games, and I don't know about road games, but
Yeah.
if we can fit them into the schedule, and depending on what the pandemic situation is like, if it makes sense for us to travel, if everything goes off unhinged, I'd love to be up in Greenville for when ECU and UCF play later this season. Obviously, to see a bunch of old friends and get back inside Dowdy-Ficklin one more time would be pretty sweet. So I don't know what the situation is going to be. We're still kind of watching everything and taking it day by day. We're trying to figure out the Buccaneers obviously are reporting for training camp. We're trying to figure out if media is even allowed to go anywhere near there. If
Right.
we can go and cover the Bucs coverage. But I think everybody's just kind of waiting and seeing and taking it day by day. But I know UCF is obviously pretty popular around here. You can't really drive anywhere in Orlando without seeing UCF stickers on cars or license plate tags that say UCF. People are always wearing UCF gear, and obviously they've been so good recently that it's pretty easy to jump on the Knights bandwagon.
Man, could you imagine the media scrums you'd be in to get a piece of Brady and Gronk if this was like a normal year?
No, it would be quite something. NFL locker rooms, any professional locker room, when after a game or something is kind of crazy. That's why the Panthers started taking Cam Newton out and just letting him go to the podium because they know everybody wants to talk to Cam. I imagine that's what they would do with Brady too. But to get to Gronk, I'm sure would be quite the cluster of everybody just trying to hold cameras up, microphones here, and all that. So I'm kind of glad that we haven't had to do that, and I guess it'll all be different. Even when we're at these events with the Rays, when I was at their first practice and their first game, even if you're at the game, they still do all the press conference via Zoom.
Right.
So, you don't have to be at the game to attend the press conference, so to speak. So even if you are in the stadium, everybody's kind of sitting in their work area with their laptops pulled up, and that's how the press conferences are being conducted as of now. Same with the MLS, same with NBA post-game stuff. It's all just being done via video conferencing so that they can limit the contact that everybody has with everybody else.
Well, Zach, there's a lot of people jealous of you, not just because of your hair that's never out of place, but because you're able to talk about and be at live sporting events. So happy for you that you're down there and doing well, man. And we miss you up here, but good to check in with you. And we'll talk to you again soon as this bubble deal goes on and give more details on what you're up to, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Miss Greenville, so I love Pirate Radio. Now that you guys are big YouTube stars, I don't want you to forget about me.
Never. We'll never do that. Thank you, Zach. Zach Maskavich inside the Zoom room, brought to you by Sailor Warehouse and White Claw Hard Seltzer. We will see you next time.